Greetings, Goddess Body Mind Spirit community. This is Tyra Omilada, your goddess guru, your sister friend. And I love helping women align with their life purpose using the power of ancient wisdom and the goddess centered lifestyle. And there is nothing like ancient technology, ancient wisdom like astrology. So I just wanted to take a few moments to come on and talk a little bit about astrology. I won't be on for very long, but my goal is to make sure you know how to use astrology in your life so that, hey, it's all about having leverage. It's all about having, like some extra magic in that hip pocket and having some advantages, and astrology absolutely gives you that. So how are you all today? If you are new to my channel, my name is Tyra and I am a priestess. I'm a spiritual guide, a coach, and your sister friend. And my goal is to support women so that all women are living the lives that they want and helping to bring themselves into balance, to be healed, but also to full outlive whatever their destiny is. And so I want to talk today, as I talked about astrology. This is inspired by the Inspired Goddess Morning Circle that we had the other day. And so one of the things that I want to talk about with astrology is, number one, astrology is an ancient tool that accesses your inner blueprint. We often think we're not born with guidebooks for children and babies. We don't all the time know, like, what are the mysteries of life? How do we live a happy life? How do we get the things that we want? Well, the way the universe has been set up, and just because nobody told us doesn't mean it's not so. That's why I'm telling you today, so that you now know and you can understand this and understand how to make it all work for you. But you have a soul blueprint, and people make it so hard. They make it so difficult. We want to go on all these excursions, or I don't know. It's just kind of like, how do you access it? It seems so fleeting. Well, astrology is definitely one of the ways to access your soul blueprint. And what I love about astrology is it helps you to understand you. It helps you to perhaps accept some things in your life that maybe you've told yourself this is bad. Society has told you this is bad. But if you see that it's in your chart, you may get a lesson. You may be able to see, well, this happened in my life in order for something else to happen so that I can live my full on destiny. So I love that about astrology. It can take away a painful experience and turn it into something where it is truly like compost in your life. And astrology is also a way for you to help you understand, like, what are you supposed to be working on? Or to understand perhaps what's coming down the road that you don't all the time understand. And if there's any live sisters here, hey Bliss, how are you? Welcome. This is just a real quick video. I won't be on for long. Um, the other thing, so astrology is a guide. It can help you understand you. It can help you to understand details of your life. It can help you understand your personality, even why you look the way that you do. But it can also help you to understand why something is happening in your life, or perhaps predict when certain seasons, like, is it better to make money in this season or not? Or is today a good day for me to enter into a relationship, be it romantic or professional? So it is a guide. The other thing that I want you to know is astrology causes nothing. It's just giving you the weather report. It's just kind of helping you to understand how you need to make choices to live your life. Um, so, you know, it's a way to explain things that are happening, but by the same token, we have complete and total free will. The issue that a lot of people may have is they don't know the astrology. They aren't understanding how to be intentional with the astrology, because it doesn't matter who you are. The energy of whatever this astrology is whatever the planets are lined up and the themes, like what these astrological events have themes. How the themes come into your life is whether or not you are being intentional versus are you being are you just kind of letting the energy come through? Hey, how are you, Queen Shamika? Yes, this was inspired by our discussion the other day about astrology. I just wanted to make a short video real quick. Okay, so the energy is going to come through, and sometimes when we are not aware of the astrology and it comes through, life feels painful. I remember before I knew astrology, I had one of the most difficult transits that we could have, but I didn't know this. And because I didn't know the meaning of this transit, my life felt wrecked. It just kind of like completely threw off my day-to-day operations. I was very flighty. I didn't have a lot of energy. I couldn't get a lot done. So the energy just kind of came through. I got in near accidents. It was a transit that involved Neptune and Mercury. And so I multiple times almost got into near accidents during this transit because Mercury has to do with driving and transportation and roads, bridges. And so when I began to learn astrology, I decided to go back and see what was happening during that time. And that's when I realized, oh, the energy just came through any kind of way. It showed me how much I needed to really get my day-to-day operations together, because it was able to just wipe me out and, create these situations where I um almost like was in accidents that I caused, potentially caused, because I was always just kind of checked out of my life. And so Neptune just helped me to check out even more. And what I had to do in order to bring this transit under control, because it's very long, it lasts a while. In order to bring it under control, I had to get intentional. So now that I understand astrology, astrology causes nothing. It just helps me to understand, okay, this is a season where these kinds of things are coming up. Who knows? Like, there are some astrologers out there who can predict things with accuracy, like they're giving you specific details. But me as a hypnotherapist, I'm kind of like, maybe it's that, or maybe they've made a suggestion. Maybe they actually did predict something specific, or maybe they made a suggestion and that's just how it came through your consciousness. Who knows? I don't believe that that's the most beneficial way, because the most beneficial way for us to live astrology is for somebody to tell you, this is your theme, this is what's coming through for you right now, and you make the decision about how you're going to live that astrology. I hear one master astrologist says, um, astrology compels, it does not impel. That is true. Okay, that is very true. Um, let's see here. The other thing that I want y'all to know is, listening to people give astrological reports, I raise my hand. I do this because I know you all want to know. I know I can tell you, right? Doing or listening to a lot of horoscopes is good, but you need to have your chart looked at specifically. Even me, as somebody who knows astrology, I pay other people to look at my chart. For the most part, I can look at my chart day to day, but from time to time, even I need somebody to look at my chart. Hey, Shakira, yay! Shakira's a new member. Woohoo! Welcome, Queen. Welcome. Glad you have joined the channel. Hey, Nexodus, how are you? Um, so yeah, um, astrology, so even I need somebody to look at my chart to help me to understand what's going on with, my transits, because there's always going to be a blind spot. And if you don't know astrology well, and let me tell you, if you don't take astrology courses on a regular basis, or listen to somebody talk astrology on a regular basis, it is actually really difficult to understand your chart. So it's important to get readings. And I think getting, like longer readings is important, like once a quarter, or at least twice a year, maybe 2 to 4 times a year, but also maybe having a transit calculator where or someone give you a transit report. You buy a transit report and keep up with your transits. You may not always be able to specifically know how those transits are going to manifest, but at least it's giving you an idea of maybe why you're feeling the way that you're feeling, so that again you can maximize the transits. Sometimes you want to have your chart looked at because you need to understand why you feel the way that you feel. Other times you want to have the chart looked at because it's problems and you're trying to figure out what is the theme, what is the general lesson you need to grasp. And sometimes you look at your chart, baby, because you're like, you know what? I'm getting ready to get me a new job. I'm getting ready to start me a new business. I would like to start a new relationship with somebody. I would like to make a trip, and I want it to all be with flow and ease. And so, when is my chart showing me? People say to me all the time, I want to know about love. What's my chart showing me about love? I love that question, because sometimes your chart is not showing love. Your chart is showing work, baby, right? Sometimes your chart is showing you need to be getting some skills, taking some classes, and then the next phase will be love, right? So those are things that I think are important to know about astrology. The last thing I will say is it's important to know that I believe in listening to astrology, but more than that, I believe in living astrology. Okay. So you want to train yourself to listen and then maybe even take some notes like, okay, what did I take? This is what I did early on, and I do it now. I will turn on an astrologer and I will listen to what they're talking about. Doesn't even have to be for my sign. It's just actually I like the general astrology a little bit better than when they go by sign. Because then I listen to it and I'm like, okay, I hear what I need to be focused on. I hear what I need to be working on. And then I get about working on that. Okay. So um I believe in writing down what you took away from the reading, and then you make a decision. I put it on your calendar. This is what I'm going to do. This is how things, if it's a conversation you need to have, go have that conversation. If it's something you've been resisting, go do it, right? Whatever it is. I see people when I do readings for them, they will say things like, um, okay, based on what I'm hearing, I know there's some things I know I need to do and I've been avoiding doing them. I'm gonna have to go do it. I see now. I got to get it done, because I might say, oh, this is gonna last like 6 months, 2 years, or something like that. And they're like, huh, I guess resistance is futile. I just need to go on ahead and get it done, right? So I also love astrology because when I'm at a time where I don't feel like I have a lot of energy and that's what my astrology is indicating, then I'm like, oh, astrology's order. My chart's order. I am not supposed to be doing a whole lot right now. I'm just gonna go on ahead and relax and take it easy and trust this is what the universe wanted from me. So that's what I'm going to do. So I love astrology because it helps me to live a more balanced life. It helps me to feel like I have an edge, and I can take advantage of the energy, and everything feels more flowy and easy when we live astrology. Yay, you finally figured it out. Yes. Flow and ease. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. So I think I touched on everything. Yes, yes, yes. So I would like to know, what is your takeaway from this share regarding astrology? Or do you have some questions about astrology? Because the more you understand how to use astrology, then you just become that much more powerful. Because again, I want to take you back to what I said in the beginning. Astrology is about not really what's in the sky, is what's in your soul. And the planets were like, you know what? We're going to help you to understand. We're going to help you be able to access your life purpose, your life mission. And, how do you understand how to let your life unfold, and, how to create the life that you want. We just are going to help you to be able to access that, because when we fall into these bodies, we forget. Astrology is a part of the way we can remember. And so, as modern day women, it's important for us to know the best way to use astrology in our lives. So, um, Shamika is asking, will every transit affect you? The way I look at transits is I look for the longer transits the most. I use the short transits day to day. And sometimes I will think it's going to be one way, and then it turns out another way. So one time I saw a transit and I was like, wow, it's a lot of challenging aspects. I think I might be grumpy. I was charged and energized. I got so much done. Um, but again, the way I look at astrology is, no, it won't. There are some people I watch go through certain transits. I've been watching somebody go through a Pluto transit, actually. Good question. Now that I'm like, yes, I'm churning it. I saw somebody go through a Pluto transit, and total transformation. A lot of transformation happened. But some people, Pluto transit feels hard. But some people, and this is what I saw in this one sister, it just hasn't it has been transformational. There's things that she's been going through, but she she's been okay with it. She's been real good. And it's not an easy transit that she's been experiencing. The other thing is, I don't know if you're asking about the transit affecting you or the interpretation of the transit. I will tell y'all, sometimes I interpret it one way. A lot of times I'll ask the person, does this resonate with you at all? If they say no, I just move on, because I may not be able to interpret the transit exactly how it's going to happen. So that might be something else to differentiate. If somebody predicts something and it doesn't happen, it doesn't mean the transit didn't take effect in your life in some kind of way. It might just mean the interpretation was not how it came for you. There's an infinite number of interpretations of these transits, because it's an infinite number of choices that we have in our lives. So that's how I will explain that. I hope that that is helpful. So, and the other thing is that I would recommend is test it. Be my eye and test and see which transits affect you the most. If you are a Saturn person, a Saturnian person, if you have a Saturn transit, you may not feel like it's hard. It might feel good. But if you have a Jupiter transit, that transit might actually feel a little bit difficult for you, because Jupiter might be asking you to kind of like be loose and fluid and, like go party and stuff like that. And Saturnian people are like, no, I have a schedule, I have a plan, and do not be inviting me out too quickly to do some stuff. So it takes some testing to kind of try it out. And yeah. So again, thank you all so much for being here. I just want to say again to welcome Shakira. Yay. Shakira, we always kind of hook up around this time, because I remember you joined one of my workshops in January. So I guess this is our time for reunions. Okay, good. Thank you all so much for being here. And yeah, again, let me know any questions, any comments, and what is your takeaway from this video. I like asking that question because we are so used to consuming content. It kind of comes in like information, but when you ask yourself, what is my takeaway from that? And you answer that question, you now have a tool that you can use in your life. All right, goddesses, thank you again so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Peace and love.